Alright, we're already 10 minutes into today's walk, which is going to be a rerun of one we did back in February that I was watching last night. Looked wet and miserable then. So we had a heat wave last week. We've got some cloud cover this week, but it's 19 degrees, which is just about the right temperature for a dog walk in my opinion. Right, we're coming up to what we used to call Snowdrop Crossroads. Castle Kington that way. Nettleton straight ahead. West Kington all the way over there. And we're about to approach what is called the Foss Road, which I believe is a Roman road. It's pretty much straight, as was the custom with Roman roads in the main. Not as straight as the credit they're given, but straight enough. This is usually where we park the car. That is Snowdrop Crossroads. Castle Kington that way. Why did we not park the car here today? Don't know. Don't know at all, actually. Good point. Ooh, look at all the wildflowers out, considering we call this Snowdrop Corner, Crossroads. Thistles and whatever these blue things are. Bumblebee, lots of yellow things. We're off to West Kington today. So, up this way. And we'll go up to here. Turn right, Mountain Bower straight on ahead. Nettleton is off to our right. We'll go through Nettleton and then out to West Kington. Lovely. So in the February video, I referred on this section to this lovely manicured hedge, which is now growing out of control. So that's wild. So the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. We're back at the barn that I want to buy when we win the lottery. And we've got a car coming out. Forgot how steep some of these hills are out here. And we are in and around the Bybrook Valley. But wow, wow, wow. I thought I'll show you this because it's not often on a dog walk I'm ahead of Bailey. So I'll turn it with that. He picks up the vase. That's twice he's done that now. The first time I didn't get to even film it, but I mentioned Bailey's behind me and he ran on. Ah, what's he like, eh? Through the nice shady area. This is lovely and cool. Look at the straightness of those hazel sticks. Right, good news. What goes up must come back down, and we're in the shade, which is lovely along here. Fairly sure my Labrador is going to tell you what a Labrador wants to do. We're going this way, sweetheart. Labradors want to go towards water. He knows the stream's down there. But we're going to West Kington, so no stream. Look at that for a Cotswold wall. And why is the moss really heavy all the way there, across the top there, but not in the middle bit, and at the bottom? What's that all about? Huh? Meanwhile, he's up here marking his territory next to where there's obviously a dog walker in a lime yellow green Suzuki Jimny. We looked at these as a dog wagon. They're kind of like a two-seater car with a big boot. Don't make them anymore for the UK. You have to import them because they don't meet European standards or something. But yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? Nice and square, wheel on the back. Fairly simple. Yeah, look. 2 seats in the front. All that space in the back. Yep, I'm wearing orange today. So, not my car. Now we're going to go road walking up to West Kington. He knows all the roads, on all the paths out this way, does Bailey. That is a nice little walk up, cuts the corner. Into the village of West Kington. With the sheep blaring on the left hand side. There is a public footpath up there to the left, but he's made it really, really difficult to get through. So here we are. Part of West Kington, not the main bit, but those are the sheep that were making a lot of noise a minute ago. And again, on cue. Right, Bailey's put his toys down as we stop to show you the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful views of the Cotswolds. Manicured lawns, gates that are made out of recycled metal, stag antlers, and like every village, a beautiful bridge. Right, took me 10 seconds to get my bearings, but up this hill, and then I think it's turn right and go back down the hill into the main village and meet the ducks. There you have it, a collector's item. Bailey walking behind me. So we're going uphill, we're in the shade, and he does this from time to time. I often think, is he getting old? Because he is 7. But in a minute, he'll put a spurt on, and then suddenly you'll think, yeah, you're not an old boy. You're just being lazy. You want to change down the gears. Hey ho. Oh, he's looking at birds. Right, we're at this little crossroads. I think we'll probably come back that way. That way's out to Marshfield. This way's down to West Kington. And I think we'll go do a little loop around here and finish back at this spot here. And then take a different loop at the end. That way we can put Bailey in the river. Yep, usual service has resumed. He's found 5th gear and he's away. The gap getting wider with each 2 steps. Bless him. Okay, the main village of West Kington. Public footpath here on the left. We're coming into the bit where it's famous for its safety dance video. The ducks are out, look. That's Bailey. Lovely little Type 3 Land Rover here. Soft top. And because the ducks have got their own crossing, look, they sleep there overnight and they cross here. And this is the dog that looks after them, who also lives just here. Hello, Reggie. Hello, Reg. Reggie, come say hello. Hello, ducks. You see, Bailey's ignored them. He's a good boy, he's my Bailey. There you are, good boy. Just filming this to see if my dog gets his head kicked in by 2 black ducks. So I think he's gone round the corner. But judging by these 2. I can't get up at the moment because I've got this little fella on my lap. But the ducks are taking a little side step. Let's call him back. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Are you leaving the ducks? Are you leaving the ducks alone, yeah? Are you leaving the ducks? What are we doing about this dog then? Or are you going to leave him here? Bailey wants to go in, but I've just got to check where the ducklings are. Apparently there were little ducklings that are now big ducklings. We can't see them. Come on, Chunky. Mummy and Daddy Duck over here. But we haven't seen the ducklings. Don't mind. So that's the famous area where part of the safety dance was filmed, with a little bit more as they walked along here, Drifton Hill. We're going to walk up to Drifton Hill, up towards Spire Hill, but we'll probably cut through some land. And as we walk along here, take a note of this Royal Mail post box, and then if you Google and follow the trail to the YouTube video for Men Without Hats, the safety dance, that features quite prominently here at Waters Meet. Okay, so this will be a test for Bailey. He's obviously walking on as if he knows where he's going. But interesting if he turns left to this gate here, because there's a public footpath that takes you through the woods and along the stream. Let's see what he does. I'm going to keep going on a straight line. He's paused. Yeah, good boy. Through the gate, through this person's back garden. We met them last February when we came through here. I want to show you these little gates, look. They're not very high. It shows you how old the properties are. The door wells were never that high. Through this little spooky alley, which is gorgeous, around the back of people's gardens, and then we're out into, can't remember his name, it's Lord or Count. No, it's gone from my mind. Should have googled it before I came out. While I'm doing the gate, he's on. That left me behind. That's how you know there's a stream around the corner, because it just abandons me. Bailey cooling his feet, and that'll do. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. For those of you who are not watching locally, but you're watching YouTube from far away, I do know, and Bailey does know, just how lucky we are to have all of this as our walking grounds in our back garden. Which obviously isn't our back garden, but you know the point I'm making. I don't have to travel far to get a really nice walk out in the countryside. I'm aware how spoilt we are. he's getting worse, isn't he? I'm literally out on my own for a walk near my dog rather than with my dog. Outrageous behaviour. I wondered if there were some animals over there because of the straw, but I think he was just looking at the stream. So I don't know what valley we're in. I know we've walked the road the other side of those trees. I know the horses can galloping past us just by those trees there. But it is gorgeous and quiet, other than the EasyJet airplane above us right now. Ordinarily, dead quiet. So this was the spot in February where we heard a thunder of hooves and the horses came galloping past us, and then they turned a little bit here and went up the hill and left. Quite a scary moment. I wish I'd have filmed it really, but didn't get to it quickly enough. Beautiful little valley, absolutely silent. Got a heron that's just flown off there. You might have caught it in the top of your screen. Bailey's off into the distance, and other than the EasyJet plane in the distance, it's silent along here. It is beautiful. Right, Chunky's having a rummage around. EasyJet making a noise and the birds are chirping in the background. But as some of you will know, I have a woodwork channel. Look at the colours and the grain and the spalting in this. Isn't that glorious? Bit big to pick up and take home though. Never mind, another day. Onwards and forwards. I've sat down just to answer a text. He looks after himself. I don't think that's him making that noise. It's not him making that noise. Sometimes we can spend 5 or 10 minutes just watching each other, doing nothing. Pick up off where we left. He's a good lad. Not going to wait for me though, is he? So we leave that little bit of valley behind. The stream is down there. Farmer looks like he's at the top of the hill, checking his fence probably. Bailey's gone on around the corner, following the stream and the valley. Beautiful bit of valley, isn't it? Let's see if I can get a picture of Bailey. More beautiful valley. He does wait every now and again, look. Not often, but every now and again. More valley, more open countryside, but there's a house at the end. I think there's a gate there and a bit of a stream and a bit of a pondy type area. A lagoon, that's probably the word I'm looking for. Right, back along the stream. Quite a lot of streamy noises there. I think there's a lagoon on the other side. Look at that. Proper waterfalls in February from what I remember. Heron flying away again. Bailey wants to go down. Look. It's not worth it, Bells. It's not that much water there for you. It's not your levels anyway. Right, well this was a bit of a quagmire in February admittedly, but he's made a right mess of this with what he thinks is type 1 aggregate. Definitely could come with some sharp sand or something over and smooth it over a little bit for people like me. God, outrageous. I'm joking of course. More valley. Makes a difference from the hills that we do during the summer. This is the last bit of the valley before we hit Shire Hill, and we've got a choice of going left out to Shire Hill, out towards Upper Wraxall, or turn right, go back down Drifton Hill, back through West Kington and loop round. So I think is what we're probably going to do, because I quite like Drifton Hill. It's nice and open, wind in your hair, and some decent views. Right, and we finish coming up to Shire Hill Farm, which is, I'll zoom in for you, it's that one up there. Now if you then Google Men Without Hats, the safety dance, two things will happen. You'll recognise that spot, you won't get that tune out of your head for the rest of the day, because if we want to dance, we can dance if we want to dance. Hey ho, I'll leave you on that. Up and wait, and wait. And that is the way across the safety dance song, but we're going up this way. A little bit of road walking, which is where we wear the orange shirts, and we avoided this because of the sheep and the horse. Right, the horses have come over. I assumed they want to say hello to us down here at the gate. You coming? Right, let him walk on now because we're at the crossroads. We turn right to West Kington, back along Drifton Hill. Right, the sun has come out, it's getting a bit warm. He's just picked up his pace. It's me thinking he's going to lag along here. Nope, picked up the pace. Yeah, so this I think is where the safety dance was filmed, in a wheat or a barley field along here. So another chunk of my lottery money is going down here on the left hand side. Obviously you can see that clump of trees that are all about the same height, so presumably planted at the same time. And you can just make out in the woods there a house. This road in particular, as you can tell because we're walking without a lead, is a proper typical old village road, so it will be quite quiet out here. So the reason we come along here, look at this for a view. There's just miles and miles of pretty much nothingness, other than obviously the brick wall, the driveway, the trees, the paddock, the meadow, the football stadium, my man clearing the driveway for me, ready for when, oh look, he's even mowed a gap through the meadow, look. Oh, that'd be lovely. Walk your dog around that every morning. When I say the dog, it's the dogs that are in the kennels. But yeah, nice little house down there. It's my lottery money. It is a lovely straight road. Back into West Kington, there is a footpath to the left there. We're going to go back down the road into the village. Hoping that field on the left hand side gives you an idea just how steep the hill is that we're going up and down. We're getting ready for Combe Martin next month. We're only 25 days away from it, and that involves walking up several very tall hills to Little Hangman. We'll just take over here. There's a little pathway that goes all the way around this field, and that is where we took some photographs of Bailey, where he had his first bit of splish splash. So that gives you an idea of the loop that we've done. I think that's private land. I think that's the Duke of Beaufort's land, but I have seen people walk around there. They probably got permission there. We haven't. We'll let them have a little sniff, and then we'll get into the village. Yeah, there's a reason we went the other route. This is super steep, so easy to go down, but coming up would have been absolutely horrible. And we're back to the end of that little loop. He stopped, he obviously dropped his yellow stick. And we'll film ourselves coming back into the village, because obviously there's this path here and this little brick wall here that you'll recognise if you've now been off and watched the Men Without Hats video. You'll recognise the post box on the left hand side and these pretty little cottages that tell you in the Cotswolds. Quite lovely, isn't it? You can tell you're in the Cotswolds and have previously been in a musical video. So past the pink cottage, past the house that was in the video, past the duck crossing and up the hill. Keep the film going just in case the ducks are in. See Reggie, my sausage dog's here again. Ducks are having a little swim. Not impressed. his river. Alright, we are 2 hours in. I've got to be honest, the pair of us have slowed down on the hills. It's not that hot. We've had a drink at a river. We've had a couple of stops, but mainly we've pushed on, really. Let's see. We're back at the crossroads. We're going to take this way, which I think is a bit of a shortcut. Nice big house with huge trees in it. Pound Hill House. What looks like could have been a nice pond there where the tree is. And then obviously we've got Eagle House. That's very impressive, isn't it? And imposing. And very new looking, although there's an old building around the back of it, so maybe it's an extension. Very, very nice. And got a nice garden at the back here as well, which I don't know if that's Pound Hill House or Eagle House, but there's a lovely entrance on this side. I do think I spent another 10 or 11 million along here on some beautiful homes for all my family to live in. Some of my friends as well. Gardens over that side, look. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Your own personal woodlands. That's what you want, a little dog to walk around there. Beautiful. Maple Lodge, beautiful looking building. Look at those walls. Obviously the walls are older than the house though. How's that work? Is it being rebuilt? Roundhouse over there. Nice little view. And as we come back. Oh, that looks like a made by Shea wall. Look at that, look. It's not perfectly straight. Where's that one? God, that's obviously been done by a proper professional. That's done by someone like me. Good enough. Right, we turn right here, but if you were to go left, there's a public footpath just down the side of that cherry tree, I think that is, and that will take you to the woods that Bailey wanted to go through. There you go, we're going up this way. Oh, lovely cool breeze. Pigeon. Public footpath that way back to Nettleton. That's the dip that we were in at the bottom. We went past that house, that's my lottery house. And this is what we call Blackberry Corner, because normally you get some really good blackberries here, but they don't look like there's many brambles this year. I suppose there's a few around here, but doesn't look like I'm going to have the bumper collection we had last year. Right, through these little woods, another bit of shady area. It's lovely along here. So peaceful, quiet. Quick check over the shoulders, check I'm still coming. Right, we're heading down this path on the side of the field. That's the well manicured hedge over there. We'll drop down onto the Mountain Bower Road and then we might go up and down the hill through that gate and over towards the pylon. It's a kind of shortcut, it cuts out Snowdrop Crossroad. And last year it was quite weird because it was a beautiful sunny day. As we get the other side, one drops down into the valley and it was freezing cold. I noticed like 10 degrees cooler in the valley than it was up here. So we might see that. Depends if the cows are out. I don't think they are. Doesn't look like it, but we'll have a look. Okay, so here we are at the sty, looking down the valley. That is Snowdrop Crossroads there. We're going to go across this field, across the Foss Road, across the field, and then come out onto our little road. Let's have a wander down and see whether at the bottom of this valley is the change of temperature. Nice breeze, I'll give you that. Oh my god, that is steep. I can't go quickly enough. He's picked up the pace. And no, not as dramatic as last year. It is cooler down here, but last year it was positively cold, freezing. In fact, I'd say it was like really chilly. Cross. When your dog is too obedient for his own good and won't cross. Right, we go across this field as we head out towards those pylons. Back to the car. You don't often see us in fields. And you might recognise this and this. You won't recognise this. And that's where we're going. Over here, pal. And the church of North Wraxall, where we've parked our car. And this little path here will take us down to Dave's house. One of our favourite walks. We'll do that one again in the next couple of days, I think. Maybe we'll film that. That's a lovely walk down there. Down to Truckle Hill, that's called. But anyway, I think we'll wrap up here because it's about where we started as we come back to the church at North Wraxall.
Lovely. Hope you've enjoyed. See you again.